everybody, how are you guys doing today? Hope you're doing awesome. So what I have for you is the best and worst of 2016. I feel like I just made the 2015 video like yesterday, which is crazy. So this year has definitely flown by. I feel like I say that every single year, but especially 2016. Before I jump into the video, if you are new here, please subscribe, click that little button down below, and if you are already subscribed, then thank you so much. You guys are freaking awesome. You guys are the reason I keep doing videos, and sorry I haven't done one in a little while. On with the video. So I have a bunch of favorites. I really only have one super dislike, and it's very unfortunate, and I'll do that right at the end, so we will save the worst for last. So the first thing I'm going to start out with is something I am wearing right now. Wigs. This is the year of wigs for me. 2016 was the year that I got my first one, and I have just loved them. So wigs have been something that I have just been absolutely loving so much. I did do a wig video, including this wig is in the video, and I talk about how to put them on and any questions you guys may have. If you want me to make another wig video, please just watch my first one, and if there's something I left out or something else you want to know about, particularly two wigs, please let me know and I'll be happy to do a second wig video. It's opened up a whole like creative outlet for me, I guess you could say, because with wigs you can really do and be whatever or whoever you want, and I think that is so amazing. And I guess I have a good head shape for wigs, so wigs have been my favorite all year. Like, that's definitely my #1 favorite thing for 2016 that I have found or stumbled upon, I guess, through some friends. Wigs. Favorite. So the second thing that I've been really loving that I use with my wigs is a wet brush. I got my wet brush in 2016. I believe I got it from Sally's actually, but I have really thin hair. Now I have a lot of it, but I have thin hair. So these brushes are really nice because, as you can see, the bristles are very like flexible, which means that you're not kind of knotting up your hair so much with your brushes. Those brushes with like the really hard bristles tend to pull on your hair more. So if you have thin hair or just delicate hair in general, over processed with color, if you have blonde hair or whatever, these wet brushes are amazing. You can get them lots of different places. I know Sally's Beauty Supply sells them. I know that Target sells them as well, so they are almost everywhere. But I love these, and these are the perfect brushes for wigs. Alright, so my next favorite, I'm trying to think which category, I guess I'll just go into face. So we'll do my favorite face products. So my #1 face product for 2016 is not a new thing for me, but it's just something, I just love this powder. And I know a few people do have an issue with the fragrance of this powder. Sam, I know you don't like this, but I love it. And so basically this is the AirSpun translucent powder. Pale girls all around, you will understand. This is like one of the only colors that doesn't make my foundation darker once it oxidizes, because a lot of foundations do oxidize, and every single one I've ever had oxidizes and it makes it too dark for my skin. So this translucent powder by AirSpun and Naturally Neutral has been my go-to all year. So my next favorite powder, which is going to be two of them, they're two white powders, literally white, because my favorite concealer, which I'm not going to put on here because I've talked about it all the time, I wear it every day, is Revlon Color Stay. But even the Revlon Color Stay, even their lightest shade is like way too dark for me. So I have been using these two white powders year round. This one is gone, and I didn't want to reorder online, so I've been using this. But I'm going to start with the Manic Virgin White Powder. Now this is basically just a matte white pressed powder. Now my container of this is gone because I did use it all, but I was using this powder to set my T-zone basically and make my T-zone lighter than the rest of my face, because the only thing lighter than my foundation is literally white. So I've been having to use white to set my face because all my foundations are too freaking dark. So I was using the Manic White Press Powder, and then now I have been using, which I don't like as much, but it still saved my life because I don't have many options. This is the Mehron Star Blend Cake Makeup. If you can say that on there. Cake makeup. So basically this makeup comes in a pan. This is clown makeup. Just gonna say, this is clown makeup. Yes, I wear clown makeup. because it's the only thing I can use. So this is basically a white cake makeup that you can either use dry, which I use it dry, or you can use it wet for like extreme white, like clown white. So this powder I have been using same way I would use the Manic Panic Virgin White powder to set my T-zone. Take it with like a, you know, a powder brush, set it on my under eyes. Now unfortunately this one does set a little bit tacky, so once it goes on there, it's not quite 100% powder form. So then I go over this, I know it's a process. I'm trying to find an easier way to do this. And then I'll go over that with my AirSpun powder, but that is basically my foundation routine, and this has saved me all year with me being able to lighten my foundation with a powder. These two powders for making my face whiter because I'm too white have been my favorite lightening powders, I guess you could call them, for 2016. Alright, next face product will be the Real Techniques blending sponge, or whatever you want to call this, makeup sponge, you know, beauty blender, Real Techniques sponge. I think I got this first one last year for the first time, but I just love them, and they're still in my favorites because it's such a great affordable sponge. Now if you want to do the beauty blender, that's fine, those are 20 bucks. If you feel like that's worth it for you, you know, you do what you want, but I think the Real Technique one is almost just as good. Now they did reformulate their Real Technique sponge, so this is the newer formula, and I know that a lot of people noticed when they redid the formula on these sponges because these ones are not quite as soft as the beauty blender now, but I don't really mind. I still think they're not like stabbing something on your face like some of those imitation sponges do, where you're like, wow, this did not, you know, this did not absorb any water, it did not get puffier, did not get softer when you're running under your tap water or whatever. But this one is really soft and it's awesome, and Real Techniques still doing it right. I love that sponge. Now my favorite concealer for the year, just because, like, you can see on my nose right now. Let me zoom in on it. You see my little blackheads, whiteheads, or whatever? Man, it's like my nose is sweating and nothing stays on, but this has been one of the only foundations that has kind of worked on my nose. But this is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and this is actually what I use up under my eyes and stuff with my Real Techniques sponge and all that jazz, but I just love this concealer. Now this concealer too is in the lightest shade that MAC carries, and it's still too dark for me, which is why I have to go in with the white powders on top. But favorite concealer of 2016 is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and my color is NC15, even though I really need NC10, but they don't make NC10 in this. Next face is, this is a NYX concealer. Now I haven't had it very long, but actually all of the markings have rubbed off of it. Con of this, you can't really read what it is, but anyway, this is their Violet Concealer, and I have been using this when I didn't want to necessarily set my face with so much of the white. Say if I'm doing more of like a natural look that day, I will actually use this and blend this in with my foundation. I actually got this idea from Jackie O, one of my other YouTube blogger friends. Hey girl, hopefully you're watching. I got this idea from her to help me tone down the yellowness of my foundation, because I'm that weird, like, I'm very neutral. I'm not yellow, but I'm not pink, so I'm very neutral. So this has kind of helped tone down the yellow tones of my makeup, and this has worked really well. So this is the NYX, you could say it's a violet concealer, super good for toning yellow, so I love this. We'll go to a primer. So my favorite primer would be the Becca Evermatte Poreless Primer. This is really great if you have like oily skin. Thought I heard somebody. What? This is really great if you have oily skin, especially in your T-zone, just to kind of help everything stay matter looking throughout the day, especially during the summertime. Another face product is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This has been another save for weddings and myself during weddings and my brides during weddings. The All Nighter Setting Spray is super awesome. It's oil-free, paraben-free, temperature control technology, blah, 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 blah. It's awesome. I suggest it. Again, oh, this is actually not the travel size. This is the full size, which I went ahead and got. But if you want to try it, they do make a travel size. That's like, of course, it's a better deal to get the bigger one in this size, but it's awesome. Face. Again, more face. So this is my favorite moisturizer ever for my face. It's the Oil-Free Moisturizer by Neutrogena for sensitive skin. I have actually shown this in my skincare video, which I need to do another skincare video. Just have to keep redoing all these all the time. But anyway, this has been my favorite moisturizer because it's not too light, it's not greasy whatsoever, so if you hate that greasy feeling, it literally just absorbs into your skin and is gone. And leaves your skin really nice and fresh. So I love this one for after I cleanse. I'm gonna move on to another face product. This is my favorite cleanser for getting off my makeup ever. Like, I've been using, usually it's in my videos, I didn't know any better, but I've been using, it's a Neutrogena makeup cleanser, but it's actually like a soap base. So this is an oil cleanser, and I have fell in love with oil cleansers. Like, my skin has never, within the last 3 months, I think, I started using this like 3 months ago, really every single night for 3 months. I stopped using the basic cleanser, which actually dries out your skin a lot. So this is called the, it's rubbed off. But it's Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. I love this stuff. If you have dry skin, even if you feel like you kind of have oily skin, but if you have even a teeny bit of dry skin, this has been the best thing ever. I feel like because it's an oil cleanser basically, oil cleansing balm or whatever, it's not stripping me of oil. So even after I wash my face, it's not that squeaky clean feeling, which you actually don't want. I feel like it just keeps my skin so balanced, and my skin is literally so clear. Can you guys look at this right now? And yes, I have makeup on, but even when it's not clear, you can see texture. Like, my skin is so freaking clear. It's not even funny. Even, like, I'm on my period right now, but even during hormonal times, like, I feel like I'm not breaking out barely at all because my skin is balanced, and this has really kept my skin balanced. So if you have dry skin, look into oil cleansers, man. Like, they rock. Last kind of skincare-ish product. This is the L'Oreal Revitalift. It's an eye cream. Now, I was using a Neutrogena, what is it, Healthy Skin Eye Cream or something like that before. But this one, I just feel like I wake up in the morning, and usually I reapply my eye cream at night and in the morning because I am 27 now, and I just feel like I am noticing a change in my eyes, the texture of the skin around my eyes and everything. So I'm just really trying to, like, do the best I can to keep everything as hydrated as possible, because the more hydrated your skin is, the more resistant it's going to be to wrinkles and damage and all that jazz. So I've really been liking the Revitalift eye cream for keeping my eyes nice and young and healthy and beautiful looking. I've been really loving this. It's very hydrating. It's thicker, which I like, which is fine at night anyway. But I feel like it does a really good job of keeping, like, the wrinkles under here at bay because they're moisturized. Now, just go through brushes. So my two favorite brushes, that both of these I did actually purchase in 2016, this is my first favorite brush. Dude, this brush is awesome. And I got it at Claire's. Did you guys know that Claire's brushes are actually made by the same company that makes MAC brushes? So you're just paying for the name. But I love this brush. This one is called the Expert Buffer Powder Brush, which it totally is. I feel like I don't have as much fallout of dust all over the place when I'm using this brush because it is so much more condensed. Like, you can see there's powder in there right now. But I just feel like when I'm dabbing it on my face, like when I'm really pressing that powder in in the morning time, like, I have a vanity that's black and white, like I painted it, and my vanity gets so dusty with powder. I feel like I'm not brushing up like as much fallout powder with this brush when I'm applying it, so everything in my vanity room stays cleaner, which is always nice. But I feel like I'm not wasting so much product because it's pressing it instead of like flicking it all over the place. So I've been really liking the shape of this brush and the density of this brush just for powder. So I love this. Oh, eyebrows. Two favorite eyebrow products: Anastasia Dipbrow and Ebony. Now, this one's Ebony. I really do want to try the Granite, which is actually gray. So because I have black hair under here, I've been really wanting to try their Granite. I just figured I would use this one first. So the Anastasia Dipbrow and Ebony. And my favorite brush, which makes all the difference when you're doing your eyebrows, is the brush you're using. So this one is a MAC brush. It is the 266 brush, and it's so thin and narrow, and I just love this brush. This has made it so much easier for me to get a nice crisp line on my brows without having to use concealer to carve them out. Brush 2016, Best Pomade 2016 winners. So my favorite eyeliner, hands down, liquid liner goes to Kat Von D. Now this is the tattoo liner. Now for a while this entire year I've been using the ink liner and the tattoo liner, and it took me a little while to figure out which one I actually liked because I kept forgetting which one I liked better. I'm stupid. Tip as opposed to a felt tip, I feel like this glides better and is easier to get a really nice crisp line. So I'm going to move on to my favorite highlight. Now this highlight I did in my last ColourPop haul, which is not that ColourPop haul. Did you just hear that? ColourPop haul. And the weird thing about this is when I first opened this in the haul, I almost had an attitude about it, and sorry about that. If you guys have seen the video, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But when I got it, it's a very gold looking highlight. And it's actually the one I'm wearing right now. That I put this highlighter on like this morning, so all this makeup is on this morning. This one is called Stole the Show. So it's a really gold highlight, and I remember in my video I was like, man, this is not gonna work. This one is beautiful. Like, it's gold, so it gives a really nice warm cast on your skin without being too dark. So fair skin ladies, I highly suggest this if you want something that's not quite so icy, something to give you a little bit more warmth. I ended up liking this one way more than I thought I was going to, which I'm glad about. But again, this one is called Stole the Show. So I highly suggest this highlight if you are another pale princess like myself. It's a good highlight if you're really pale. Favorite lipsticks of 2016 is like not a surprise to anybody if you're following anything that I do. Instagram, all social media, the ColourPop Ultra Satin lips. Like, I'm wearing Spritz right now. This one, all of these colors, every single one of these colors. The only one that I can think of in the line that I have, which I have like 8 of them, I have a lot, is Panda, which is like a fuchsia purple. That's the only one that I feel like you kind of have to build and can kind of get streaky. But all the rest of them, like, I have not reapplied this lipstick. I put this on, at 9 o'clock? 9 o'clock this morning. I have not. Ultra Satins are where it's at, man. So dirty because I wear them all the time. But if you are following me on Instagram, you'll know I wear them often. I just love these glasses so much. And I really do need to wear glasses. Like, I don't wear my glasses most of the time, but I need to because I can't really see. Zenni Optical, man. Zenni Optical, and no, I did not get these for free. I actually paid for these. I love these. Okay. Favorite lashes, which I'm actually wearing here, and I have a new pair. Favorite lashes are the Ardell Double Ups. Like, they are like the Ardell Demi Wispies, but they are fuller, which I like. I like the fullness of them, and they don't look like, you know, you're gonna bat your lashes and start flying away. They're not that big, but they're really comfortable to wear. The lash band is super awesome. These are my favorite lashes this year, and I've worn them all the time, all the time. Favorite mascara is definitely the Rimmel London Wonderlash mascara. Now, I've talked about this mascara a lot in my videos because I love it, and I've really been using this for the last like 8 months. Not this exact tube, I think this is my 3rd tube of this, but I love it. It does have, it says mascara with argan oil. Yeah, but I feel like it's easy to wash off. It's not waterproof, but I particularly don't care for waterproof mascaras. If I'm gonna cry, it's gonna be a mess anyway, it's whatever. But I feel like these really nourish my lashes. Like, I feel like my lashes are actually longer and stronger by using this. I love it. Best mascara. And I love the wand on it too. Like, I usually don't like, see how flimsy that is? Like, oh, just wiggles so good up in there. Second to last thing, favorite eyeshadow palette. Now, this is not something I purchased in 2016, but I can easily say that this is my most used palette ever. Like, it has literally every color I could ever need in here. And even the black in here is super pigmented. Now, you can barely see what's on here, but this is an e.l.f. eyeshadow palette, and I got this for $10, probably 2 years ago, and I'm sorry, but literally do not pass up those e.l.f. palettes. They usually put these big ones out during the holidays, so I know it's not the holidays anymore, but they may actually have them on sale now that the holidays are over. I purchased this one at Target, $10, just freaking amazing. Like, the pigmentation on these palettes are just like sick. It's like, it's almost disgusting. They're so good. But this has literally every color you could ever need in here. And I used this eyeshadow palette for the green I did today. Like, I'm just gonna lightly rub this. Now, using a brush, but like, this black is insane. Like, look how black that is. You do not even find that pigmented of a black in high-end palettes. Like, this palette is so good. randomly rub that gray, like the steel blue. You just have so many great different tones in here, and they're so pigmented. Like, best palette of 2016, even though it probably came out in like 2012 or something. Like, I don't know. If you can find this palette, guys, grab it. Elf eyeshadow palettes, man, give them a chance. Give them a chance. Okay, so last but not least, sorry this video is taking forever. I have my worst of 2016, and I'm so sad to say it's the Lorac Pro Matte palette, and I didn't even get this a month ago. Like, I got this for Christmas, and I fucking hate it because it's so shitty. Like, favorite elf palette? Like, seriously. So this palette, the white in it is okay. I think the white or the cream base color is the only one I'm actually going to use, and even that, it's not that pigmented. I had so much issues. I don't know. I tried it with 3 different eyeshadow primers. At first I thought it was the eyeshadow primers, but these matte colors just don't blend out. Like, I feel like they're so patchy. I couldn't get a really good blend. I even brought it on Christmas vacation with me because I got a little bit before Christmas because my husband bought it for me early. Anyway, I got this and I was so excited about it because I've been really looking for some matte palettes. But like these dark shades, I was stoked about this burgundy. Yeah, it looks great on my hand. But let me just swatch it. You see that shit? Hold on. Let me just swatch all of these. I don't know. They just... It's just not good, man. Like, I'm trying to swatch these. And listen, once you get them down, like, so hard to blend out. Like, I literally... That shit ain't going anywhere. It is like the most ridiculous thing to blend out ever. So I kept packing more on, packing more on, packing more on. And it just doesn't work. It just doesn't blend. And I know mattes can be hard to blend with, but I have had mattes that are way better than these. And this thing is like $35, which to me is a lot. I mean, is it visually beautiful? Yeah, it's nice. But if the eyeshadows on the inside don't work, then it doesn't work, you know? And I don't know if the other Lorac palettes, or Lorac or whatever, this is actually my first Lorac ever item, and I hate it. So, anyway, worst. So that is the end of my best and worst of 2016. If you guys like this, give me a big thumbs up. Again, if you're not subscribed, you can totally do that. If you want to check out my other videos, that would be awesome. So it's been a pleasure, and I will see you guys soon in my next video. Peace out. Bye.